Coming to you live from the backseat of a 1984 Holden Kingswood. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 111th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I, as every week, am Log Power Slave, and I'm joined by none other than Real-Time Sloth, who's here every week, and someone who's not here every week, Sassi, our good friend, our fucking Mr. Miyagi of our PvP fucking group. We're going to get into a little bit later. We're going to dive into a few tips to help a few people get through the last word quest if they're really struggling. But the conspicuous absence from this episode is still none other than Merlin Games, who is still in Japan. I guess this is your opportunity to rob his house if you live nearby, and you know that he's left all his shit unattended, and that's about that.
You know what the really funny part about that is that Sora and Spoonie have met up in Perth to go out on the piss and all that sort of thing.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Right. They'll be over there robbing him blind. Sorry, mate.
So, Slothy, you're in imminent flood danger. You've been tweeting about it all morning. Where are the water levels at, my dude?
All right. So this is like a 100-year flood event of what people are saying and all that sort of thing for North Queensland. Monsoonal rains and all that sort of thing. The dam here in town is at 220% and all that sort of thing, which is absolutely fucking fantastic. We're on evacuation watch and all that sort of thing, but we should be all right. Provided that Black River doesn't overflow, we should be fine. But it has been raining for 9 days straight, and it is we've had 300 mils in the last 48 hours or something.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
Give me some, dude.
How long is your lawn? Like a foot and a half now? Just over the last 9 days?
It is, just looking at my office window here, it is about 4 foot high.
Well, that sounds like you had some issues going into the storm, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Sass, how are you, dude? Any like natural fucking disasters headed your way, or just
on the flip
okay?
side of the coin, we've had, and I quote, the driest January in 2 million years. How the news company knows that it's 2 million years is beyond me.
I mean,
but apparently that's what it's been.
I don't know about you, but I take that as conclusive proof that time travel exists. Someone has to have gone back.
You're sending fucking David Koch back 2 million years just to fucking just to figure out if it was raining in fucking January.
Look, mate, if there's one place they're going to send Koshi, I hope it's to the center of the fucking sun. That's really
You are not wrong.
I don't know. I don't mince my words. It's been a big week for me. I've been, work's been shithouse. I have struggled. Well, I'll get to this in a little while because it's a funny story. But I struggled big time with the last word quest. And today, a member of, my family, but my wife's family that I've married into, knocked a century for Australia in international cricket. So that's been one of those things that, Curtis Patterson. So,
good on
he's
you,
he's a fucking good kid. And very, very proud day for my better half, Rach, and her family. And I'm just going to grab on the end of it and just ride the coattails like I do with everything else. It's a shame
it's Australian to ride the coattails.
Hey, guess what? It's a reason to get on the piss. I'm in. So
yay! Day of 1,000 beers.
Yeah, true. It's that.
Instead of 1K voices, it's 1K beers, boys.
Yeah, let's do. So, Destiny this week, it's probably the lightest TWAB we've seen in months at this point. So really, the one big talking point that we've got, and I think we'll probably look. Let's just blast through the 12. Let's cover off on everything that's in there because there's a few choice cuts and a few other things happening in the community, and then we can talk about the last word quest because it's been fucking divisive. It's been a very passionate debate from people.
Divisive is a thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for a week at Bungie, 31st of January 2019. Written by DMG04. Thank you very much, sir. Last Word quest did make a return this week, which is very interesting. As Log said, it's been divisive. We'll talk about that in a bit. But another thing that has made a return this week, that if you haven't got it, you have zero excuse this weekend to not get it. The Whisper quest is available all for it's constantly up. It's always up.
Yeah, it's no longer over the weekend where it was. It was basically tied to Xur, even though they're unrelated events. But it's definitely there now, and you can just go and do it and get into it. Because honestly, when that quest came out, no one was expecting it, and it's one of probably we say quest. I guess it's a quest, but the mission itself on IO is incredible and nostalgic.
It is a really good mission. Yeah.
It is really fucking good. So definitely worthwhile. The other thing is it's probably worth referencing that if you're watching the video version of this cast, that's just Sassi sitting at the farm. So if you want to try and instance in and go and teabag him, we're fine with that.
Please no sniperino.
All right. But with a Destiny 2 update 2.4 in the wild, supers have been recharged and tuning pass. Make sure to check the patch notes, full breakdown of changes. Look through your vault and give some other weapons a spin in the updated sandbox. So after playing PvP this week for the Last Word, I can see some people moving into trying new things and all that sort of stuff, but a lot of people are just using the same old shit.
I think for the most part, except for Noble Warp, the same old shit's still viable, so you might as well just stick to it, you know.
Noble Warp, oh man.
They should just take the VAT out of it. It's just no warp. Just go home.
It's just no. There's no rule.
No.
It's just no.
So
that poor subclass being hand-drawn and ported.
A few changes to the clans as well. When we're talking game design, it's always good to discuss the design goals. In Forsaken, we were trying to create stronger clans where players can make new friends in Destiny and stronger incentives for clans to play with their clanmates. And starting in Season 6, a few changes. So starting in Season of the Drifter, we're returning to the Destiny 2 launch system for gaining clan experience. Go play activities in the game and you'll earn XP and level up your clan. Fantastic. Good stuff. There are now 3 weekly bounties that require playing with your clanmates to complete. There will always be one PvP, raid, and a PvE weekly bounties from Hawthorne. They reward legendary gear and a big chunk of clan XP. As your clan levels its banner, the rewards you receive these bounties will grow. At rank 3, you'll get mod components. At rank 4, you'll earn an enhancement cores for completing a weekly bounty. At rank 6, your clan will unlock a 4th weekly bounty. So if that's something that you would like to get into and you have a decent clan and not a one-person clan like some...
For
if I put up a mirror, there's technically 2 people.
What are you doing? Sassy is the lone pineapple boy. He is
the lone pineapple.
That's just it. Oh, no.
People have already matched in with Sassy and teabagging in the background.
There you go.
So a little bit of a cleaning house as well. Ethereal keys from the last Wish raid will have a maximum stack size of 5. We covered this last week. If you currently have a stockpile, make sure you turn them in before the end of the season, as any keys over the cap of 5 will be removed. Iron Banner bounties from Season of the Forge will expire and removed from player inventory. Iron Banner bounties are being refreshed in Season 6 with new objectives, which we'll speak closer to the Season of the Drifter. So that also ties into the changes of the bounty system between the seasons. You cannot hoard bounties. So if you are one of those people who likes to hoard bounties between the seasons, and that's fair enough. I mean, it gets you a little bit ahead and for any sort of...
It's not fair enough.
And all that sort of thing.
Your reign of terror has come to an end.
You will not receive any experience or any drops higher than the maximum light of that season that you got your bounty. Just for reference, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few things from the operations center. Fixed an issue where auto-loading holster perk was not reloading the magazine in some circumstances. Fixed various issues where the Redrix broadsword quest was not progressing to the pickup step until a player re-entered orbit. Fixed an issue that prevented enhancement cores from being awarded when reaching legend in Valor and Glory ranks. Fix an issue where, like a diamond, flawless triumph was not being rewarded properly. That is the flawless. That is the flawless scourge of the past, if I remember correctly. Fix an issue where the fastidious miser triumph was not being properly unlocked for players. I don't know what that is. Chat, if you know, let me know.
That's been one of those things that we've been reading for weeks in those bug reports. None of us have bothered to look up what it is, so it can't be anything too cool. You got any idea what it is, Sass?
What were we talking about?
Fastidious
miser triumph.
No.
Okay. It doesn't matter then. If you're really worried about that one particular triumph,
I'm assuming that's one of the Christmas ones then.
Gambit motes.
Gambit motes. Interesting. Okay. Thanks, Eds. Collecting all chests across all curse weeks. Oh, right. Okay. Thanks, Jones.
Okay, that's kind of significant.
Additionally, so there's Veterans of the Heart emblem using the wrong art, and the knife flip emote did not properly loop. Additionally, Black Armory frames, modulus reports, and ballistics logs have received a round of fixes and changes to resolve player issues while encountering this content. Were encountering with this content. So, if you would like to know more about that, check out last week's podcast or check out the 2.1.4 patch notes that are on the TWAB.
All right, let's get into it. Or is there? Oh no, actually, there is something else. Keep going. I'll cut you off. And
there is something else. So I'm not going to go into the rest of the doc stuff. If you want to check that out, check that out. Movie of the week. Our friends over at Crucible Radio are very, very, very good at Crucible. Evidently, it's in their name. And the winner of Movie of the Week this week is Bones from Crucible Radio with his movie Riot. And I highly recommend checking this out. The edit is on point and the gameplay is just amazing. Please go and check that out. That is on the TWAB. I will link it in the description below. So you guys can go and check that out as well if you're watching on YouTube. So there's the we wouldn't usually link other content creators' YouTubes in the thing below unless they were the guests, but it's Bones and like Crucible Radio, we're friends and all that sort of thing, so we'll do it. But go and check it out. And video. Then the runner-up is What's Up Danger feat Kensa, a Destiny 2 Ascendant Nomad or something. I haven't checked that out, but yeah. So Bones, good luck on getting your emblem in the next 16 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting. I've been there twice. Anyway, moving on. The other big video that came out this week, and if you haven't caught it yet, was Bife's The Last Word. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like a comic. Like if you've seen when Matt did Eye of the Exo, it's basically that, but with there's voice actors and stuff. It's like a comic kind of read through of the entire Last Word lore. Great video and very informative, and it gives you a really good handle on the characters that are involved with Thorn, Dredge and Yor and Jaren Ward and all of that. And there's a few voices that if you listen to Destiny podcasts or watch content creators, you're probably going to recognize a few of them. So it was, it was good. It was great. Trying to think of like Moonvold and Nem, and I think Bones is in there. Jeez, he's getting a fair fucking run in the podcast this week, isn't he?
Yeah.
So go and check that out. The artwork is pretty on point too. So I believe he pays with that for a Patreon, with a Patreon for the artist or something. I can't remember. But anyway,
I don't know.
If you want to support it, go and support it.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we said, talked about, and Log's got his little story that comes with the Last Word quest as well, which is fantastic. The Last Word quest was made available 3 a.m. Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning for us. And everyone jumped into PvP. It was a very PvP centric kind of quest because it's a PvP weapon, and some people have been able to get it, some people haven't been able to get it. It's been a very polarizing argument. It's been a very 6 to 1, half a dozen to another argument on what the quest is like. So you got your PvP guys who got it in like the first hour, who did the quest line, who got like 93% in the first match and all that sort of thing. And then there are people out there who are quite legitimately struggling to get the weapon. And they've taken to Twitter and they've tagged Bungie and their favorite content creators, and they've gone on both sides of the fence. And now I got mine within the first 24 hours, and I'm pretty shitty at PvP. But Log has been struggling this week. And do you want to share? Do you want to share why you've been struggling this week?
First things first. We'll set the scene a little bit. I've had a shit of a week. With work. I've fucking hardly slept. I'm absolutely rooted, right? And then I go on Destiny. I'm like, okay, like I know what the quest is. I just got to get more kills and deaths, really, or whatever, even including assists. I'll be sweet. So I jumped in with all these fucking Muppets, and normally it's no issue. Like I probably could have done it without actually thinking about it, but I kind of just sucked really hard and couldn't get anywhere at all, and was like by the end of the night probably the most toxic rage beast I've ever been. And then on Thursday night, I did it again, and I was ready to fucking kill somebody. I'm like, Destiny gods, why have you abandoned me? I completely felt like I just forgot how to play the fucking game. So last night I got on the computer and was fucking around with some stuff, and was actually setting up like a controller scheme for Anthem, which I don't even think I'll play now. But I noticed that my mouse DPI, which is your mouse sensitivity, if you play on a console, it's a different beast. But you've sort of still got all the sensitivity settings in Destiny, but then you've got sort of like your third party sensitivity controller. I normally have it set at about 800. It was at 2,500. So my mouse was, I don't know, like triple.
And you didn't notice that.
I didn't notice. I was just floundering.
Like charter boat ad all over again, but Destiny related.
Yeah, pretty much. I was tired and I wasn't really on it, but I fucking. I changed
sensitivity,
it. I changed it, and I went in this morning and I did it in 6 games, and now I don't feel so bad.
It's the good old mouse sensitivity issue. Next thing you know, your mouse mat's going to be too dusty or something like that.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like the biggest cop-out excuse of all time. I was aware of that when I was telling you boys about it in the chat last night. I'm like, everyone's going to be like, sure, Log, you're just fucking shit. But
you are just
so to be honest, it did give me a bit of perspective on where people who might just be genuinely struggling with this quest are coming from with the rage. But I will absolutely hold the line where not everything in this game is going to be handed to you. There are times where you are going to have to do things that you do not particularly enjoy or you do not want to do. If you want the gun, you got to do it, right? So you look at something like 1,000 Voices or Anarchy, you don't get them, you don't do the raids, you know? Yeah. So it's the same thing. It is a PvP gun. You got to play PvP to get it. And despite losing my mind for 2 days, I still feel that way. So I think there's been a lot of fucking toxicity around it too from both sides. You know, like when people are just coming out and saying, get good and fucking stop being shit and you'll get it or whatever. I don't think that's particularly helpful. And I think Damage's tweet on it would have been Thursday our time was probably nail on the point where, you know, this is a community and we help each other through the challenges with a raid or something like that or whatever. You look at the things that bring the community together. This has got to be that to some extent too. So if you know someone that's struggling, go in and give them a hand, give them some pointers, And that's why weeve got Sassi.
See, I tried to do that, and I just got the old fire team boot straight away.
Sassi, you're skewing the game.
Yeah, but you got to remember that I'm literally like going up and down, up 1% or down 10%, and then you come in and you're like, oh, I haven't started yet, and then 2 games later, I'm finished. You're like, fuck you. I lost my mind.
No, the other thing that people are doing. So I like Damage. I like his positivity in that respect. And I've seen a lot of people be really positive and just be like, yeah, you know, help each other and all that sort of thing. But there are legitimate, and we've spoken about this before, but there are legitimate predatory cockends, absolute fucking wastes of space that go out there, and they're charging people for last word recoveries.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, last word recovery, boys, $5, you'll get it. Come on.
Like legitimately charging for last word recoveries. Guys, honestly, if you don't want to play PvP, you don't play PvP, or you don't want to, are not good enough per se, to hold the score to get it over 10, 20, 30 matches, then you might have to resign to the fact that you'll never get it. Like me, I am never going to get the mountaintop, the Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, or the Redrixes, because I have no intention of doing competitive.
Yeah, that's
like,
I mean, I don't need that.
Resign
kind of
to the fact that resign to the fact that you're not going to get it.
And that's okay.
I mean, like, don't give up. Don't give up. Like, if you think you can get it, go for it. But like, if you're breaking controllers and keyboards and all that sort of thing, like a certain someone did because they couldn't figure out how to get through the final mission, you know,
that's pretty.
You might have to just resign to the fact that you're not going to get it. Like, and people are. Gigs tweeted this, and I mean, I like Gigs. He's usually fairly positive, but Gigs tweeted this, and it was something along the lines of, "I paid for Barbie's horse riding simulator. If I can't get everything in the game, or if I can't buy everything in the game, then the game's shit and it's terrible, and I deserve all of this. You know what? You paid for the game. You're not going to get everything in the game. If you don't like it, boohoo, tough shit, move on, have a shot of Concrete Princess and harden the fuck up."
But I mean, this is a great week to do the kill stuff, because if you don't like PvP, just jump into Mayhem and just go ham with your supers. It's actually a great week to actually, smack it out.
I think that's the thing too, and you've got to you can't put yourself into that. Oh, look, I never played PvP, and then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do this, and it's going to be quick, and I'm not going to have to concentrate on what I'm doing and put effort into improving and try and think my way through the games. And, it's kind of an uncomfortable week if you play a bit of PvP, because it's just everyone's literally holding hands and using pulse rifles. It's just like there's these groups of 4 that are all tied together that just bumble around in knots. But you know what? If you genuinely struggle at PvP, get in there and do that, because I find it very fucking hard to believe that you're not going to be able to get your kills up and get your assists, because I think the assist is probably what makes it. Like, when you think that if you just land one shot on someone and someone else kills them, that you get the point. Like, that's play for assists. You don't need to be getting one-on-one kills. Shotgun and aping, unless you're good at it, probably isn't the path. So, I don't know, Sass, you're the grandmaster of this sort of shit among the 3 of us. What do you reckon?
I mean, I do agree with you that there's a lot of people right now that are sweating really hard to try and get it. So even if you think that, every time I go in I get set back, just wait a week. I mean, is it really that important for you to have the last word straight away? If you wait a little bit, everyone will get it, and then everything settles back down again.
It's not going to be. It's not time gated like the Whisper of the Worm was. It's not time.
But it's not. I mean, it's not impossible.
It's not Izanagi's burden or something like that, and it is not. If I can get it and fucking Chook can get it and Log can get it after he fucking unfucked his shit, then quite legitimately, anyone who is average at PvP can get it. If you don't play PvP, that's okay, but just resign to the fact that you may never get it. You know, like and I get the point that you're making, Jugs, in the chat. Like Jugs is, you know, doing the baby rage thing. Is like, I never play PvP, don't need that gun, it's only good in PvP. Blah 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 blah. You don't have to do it day one. You're right, but and I'm not calling you out specifically, Jugs. I've seen a lot of people do that too. Is that there's two sides of the coin. Is that there are people out there who are just sick of the bullshit and sick of the crying and all that sort of thing, and there are people out there who are crying so much, and they need to stop.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's
have a fucking think about what you're saying. Like you are just fueling the fire of the conversation by getting into fights with people on Twitter or Facebook or wherever it is, or fucking MySpace. I don't give a shit.
MySpace still exists.
Getting into fights with people because, you know, they're having a bad time. You know what? If you see it and you don't like what they're saying, Twitter has this amazing function. It's called mute.
Yeah, just do it. I think like a lot of people enter into these conversations and they just want to have their say, and then they're not particularly prepared for what comes back, right? Like when someone, you know, and that's where people get their back up. People get butthurt about like being told, well, if you can't earn it, you don't deserve it. Then,
oh yeah.
Look, it just becomes an echo chamber.
Deserve is a fucking really strong word. Everyone deserves it. You bought the game. Everyone deserves the content, but you have to get through the quest line to get the thing, to do the thing, to get the fucking gun. It's the same thing with the Thorn from D1. You had to get the 500 void kills in PvP to get the gun.
So are we going to talk about that? Because I think
I remember doing that. Atheon's epilogue back in the day as a hunter, where that was my only source of void damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a Titan. All I had that was void was a bubble, and then I had to try and stick people with grenades. That was it.
That's actually before you move into that. That's actually a very apt description, Eds. Thanks, mate. Is that you deserve the opportunity, you earn the weapon.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is a very apt way of putting it, mate. Well done.
And anyway, let's be honest here. I mean, the last word's trash. Like, I used it for one game and tossed it in the bin.
I mean, I like it. I like it. I like the aesthetic of it. I'll probably buy the miniature of it, and the animations are cool, and the hip fire is cool, and all that sort of thing. You know what I've been using in PvP since the 29th? Fucking Suros.
Suros is good.
We could talk a little bit about that. I reckon we could talk because there's a bit of a reshuffle in terms of what's the dominant weapons and stuff sort of going around. You know, pulsar rifles are still very strong, but I think autos have come up a lot, and Suros is probably the shining example of that. And apparently Cerberus, I don't even have one, but apparently it goes.
Cerberus was always a low flyer, even pre-patch. It was great for destroying shotgun rushes because it just you just spray it.
Beautiful.
It's always a great range, but
tell you what is good right now though, freaking trace rifles, because you finally get ammo for them. So good.
They were like the mobile phone on flat battery weapon. Hey, like
you get one kill and you're like, oh look, special box. You run over it, you get 5 ammo. And it's like, well, that's like half a second of firing. That's only going to take off about half of their health if you're lucky.
The big thing, like I've been playing with the last word a lot of PvP, and I got Equinox quite a bit. So I was using Suros, and I was using Transfiguration, which is the raid
Scout.
Raid Scout, and my God. Scouts have come up. Scouts have come up quite a bit as well. Distant Relation from Gambit, quite good.
The Vice auto rifle ones are really good as well. I can't tell you which one I use because I just picked one out of the collections to use it, but I had a lot of fun with it.
But then there is the like in PvE they're quite good as well. Like they don't hit as hard as the Duke, or anything like that, but they're still, I reckon they could be very, very viable in PvE stuff, which is quite good. I'm a little bit excited to see what people do with it. People like CG and the hardcore raiders that use different weapons and all that sort of shit.
Speaking of PvE, do we need to talk about Aura's favorite weapon?
Do it.
Legend of Acreus.
Fun
fact.
Oh,
Fun fact. We checked. This is a good story. So we checked at the end of season 3. We in our private Discord, we've got like that Charlemagne bot where everyone likes to check their stats from nowadays.
Yep.
And we checked Aura's, and Aura's best kinetic weapon was what's the Die Promise with like 2,600 kills. His second, his most used energy weapon was the Grav Lance, because that's what everyone used back in season 3.
True.
With 1,500 kills. His most used power weapon, and this will sum him up in everything, was Legend of Acreus with 3,500 kills.
Oh, what an animal! Oh no, I mean we know Aura. Yeah,
like,
this
as
checks
Ed
out.
says, he's like the epitome of Acreus. But
this is the thing right there, is that I only found this week, but so the threat level, primary shotgun, if you get the role, the curated role, it is trench barrel, all that sort of thing. It's really, really quite good.
Yeah, it's insane.
For melting bosses and all that sort of thing. But you can fire one full clip, one full magazine of the threat level into a boss and not do as much damage as one shot from a fully upgraded Legend of Acreus.
hell yeah.
Like that's
fucking
that's
scary,
ridiculous. It is a dark, as far as I'm concerned, fucking dark horse that people haven't thought about since season 1.
Bring on Arc Singe heavyweight strikes. Oh man, they wouldn't know what's coming.
Oh my god! Like it's
got one shot every boss, just boom.
One shot bosses in a well radiance. Can't wait, man.
And guys, if you have done the PV, if you have done as well,
You can't out a bit, Slothy. What was that?
I said if you have done the Last Word quest as well. And you've gotten around to seeing the Drifter and the lore behind it. I know Matty's not here, but we did I did some capture for him, and the lore behind. So, like, as soon as you pick up the Last Word, he's like calling you punk, and it's like he's gone from seeing you as a tool to be used as a legit from a tool to be used to a legitimate threat to him and his plans, and he's like calling you punk.
Yeah, it's like he's shitty that you've got the gun.
He
Like
he's
he's
not
in a
like
way,
you no more.
Well, I mean,
he's in
like,
a way intimidated by it, and really doesn't.
Apparently, Shin, has killed a lot of his mates, and reference a shade of grey, which is the last lore entry that you get from Shin after you pick up the gun. I don't have Ishtar in front of me because I'm not Mylan, and I'm not.
Little known fact about Matt. Matt is actually covered from like his neck down in tattoos, and it's literally just everything that gets posted on Ishtar Collective.
Yeah, it's just a Grimrock collection.
Mate, he is the law.
But yeah, there's a very interesting what can happen from here on in regards to the Drifter and all that sort of thing. And I want to get you guys, if you've seen it, do you want to bring up the chat on the screen there, log on?
Yeah, I can do that, mate. I can do that.
We'll take some questions from chat and all that sort of thing, because it's very light on this week, and I would like to touch on Anthem again, and I promise that I won't go off on a rant again, like we did on the pre-recording.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a minute, because it's a bit of an interesting story in and of itself.
I would like to see what you guys think would be coming in Season of the Drifter with what we've seen from the Last Word and all that sort of thing.
I just want to bop him. Just bop him with the Last Word.
Like what? Just smack him with the barrel and
you just want to nail the Drifter, just kill him. So
straight up, get him out of here.
You know what would be really interesting? You know how you get that hell dialogue between Shax and Saladin when the Iron Banner Week's on, and they're kind of just like yelling at each other. between the two spots if you hang out enough. They really need to like bring back Shin Malfur as a fucking vendor and set him up just outside where the drifter is, so they can just sit there and argue for all eternity.
Dude, every week when Iron Banner rolls around, I go to Salad and I'm like, look, man, if you give me 20 tokens, I'll shoot Zavala in the face. Like, 20 tokens. Give or take.
Not Zavala, Shax. Anyway, that's what I meant. Did I say Zavala or Shax? Anyway, you know what I mean.
Well, Shax, whatever. I'll get over it.
I don't know. I can't remember what I said either, man. Don't feel too bad.
I don't think Shin Malfur will be the new Hunter Vanguard. I really don't. The reason that I think he's given up his weapon. He's given his weapon to you. Like, it is now canon that he has given his weapon to you. I reckon that he's done chasing Dark Guardians, and he's done chasing Dark Guardians and people who do all of that shit.
He just wants to let you do all the work.
He wants to pass it on to you. I'm sorry about the rain if it's really loud.
It's fine. It's only torrential rain. We'll be fine.
It's only
minor flooding. When we hear the splashes of you walking through the water throughout your house, then we'll get a little concerned.
Yeah, I fully believe he's packed it in and he's moving forward onto eternity per se.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's not sorry, keep going.
Trials. Eternity is where the trials thing was.
Is he trying to go play comp now? He's rocked up for Trials of the 9 and no one's there. He's like, what happened, guys?
He's just Shin Malfur is just waiting in orbit for a game until they bring back Trials. That's all he's doing. I think it'll be really interesting to sort of see how this pans out with us. Because it's kind of weird at the moment because you can have the Dredgen title and go and get the last word and become like a fucking like walking oxymoron of the game's canon. But
there needs to be a hidden mechanic next season where you can dual wield last word and Thorn at the same time. And it just breaks the game.
I kind of hope that they go like maybe not, obviously they're bringing back Thorn. We've seen the darts at the end of the reveal for the quest for the last word. But I think the one gun that I actually really want to see in the game is the Rose, is the gun that was the original Thorn before it was corrupted. I think that will probably be an ornament, $20 ornament.
I reckon it'll probably be an ornament as well. I'd like because lore-wise, if I remember correctly, the Rose does not exist. Rose
is Thorn.
Yeah, Rose doesn't exist anymore. It is now Thorn. It is now a wilted plant with razor sharp spikes that'll hit, like that's around now. It'll probably be an ornament knowing Bungie.
Can I just sidetrack? I really there was this comic that I saw, I think it was either on Reddit or on Twitter, and it was the Drifter when he finally sees that you got last word, and he's like, hey, is that the last word? Hey man, I let you play Gambit. We built this gun together, and he holds up Malfeasance. You're like, that gun's trash, man. Give me this.
Well, that's what he gets for giving you the shit masterwork versions of guns throughout the whole of Gambit's leveling process. Gambling.
You're like, I'll pass, man.
The first truth that you get is just absolute dismantle worthy.
Oh, the first truth is rubbish.
I don't know.
The Rose is coming. Rage quit. Interesting. I
think
you got a reference point for that?
I hope we get it in Penumbra or what redacted. It's sort of we have these two guns and then it builds to that, which is kind of like the gun, Rezlazir's gun before it was corrupted. And I hope it's a different gun to Thorn. I think Thorn's unique mechanic with the poisonous darts and all that shit is very high.
Coming back too?
Does that mean No Land Beyond is coming back too?
Apparently Devrim is the last one.
Does that mean No Time to Explain is coming back?
We don't have time to explain.
Coming back,
dude. I just want Dragon's Breath to come back, man.
I just want the Kvolstov to come back.
Hell yeah!
the fucking white one. The white one. The white one.
The white one that destroyed Iron Banner and broke.
Right.
It was like, that was the little gun that could, hey? It was the one gun that was like, this gun was meant to be a throwaway piece of shit that no one ever picked up again. And it was so good that they, by sheer force of its own will, it carved its way back in as a fucking exotic. What about Hawkmoon? You know what? Tell us what gun you want to see come back, right? We'll do this for 5 minutes. We can do that.
This is the thing, is that like they can make, and like it's all nostalgia because we all look back at D1 and we don't see, a lot of people don't see the faults of D1. They just see the weapons and they see the gameplay from like TTK onwards where it was quite good. And like, and not remembering the jug shotgun meta and all that sort of piss. You know,
I remember.
You know, like everyone looks at it through rose-colored glasses, and it's always good to see weapons like Hawkmoon make a return because it was cool. It was like the epitome of American. It was big. It had a big eagle on it. You know, fucking let's kill some shit. But I want to see new things. I want to see new things, more new things, more new, please, because like the anarchy is really fun, but you just don't see it enough because A, people don't get to raid enough on Scourge of the Past, and B, they don't have streamer RNG like I do. So, you know,
hey man,
like, it was
fun story. Did Scourge of the Past, got an exotic grenade launcher from the end chest. Bloody colony.
You know, I got my Sassi. I got my anarchy from
It's like the biggest prick piece in the world. Man.
I got my anarchy from the first Scourge I ever did, just for reference.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the one and only bit of streamer RNG you are ever gonna get.
Yeah, I'll never get 1K voices.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of new stuff, did you guys see the Bungie Twitter saying that they're going to be releasing Year 1 catalysts in Joker's Wild?
Yeah, I mean that's good, and hopefully the ones that are tied up to the bloody
No,
triumphs.
but like, come on, Year 1
thing.
guns again? Why not? Give me a
look at it this way. Look at it this way. I think, you know how like and this is a Twitter thing where people are like, oh, Destiny just brings back old guns because it can't come up with new content, and people are excited about it because they're dumb. I'm like, well, I think the fact that we all get so hyped up about The Last Word and Thorn and all that sort of shit is a testament to the strength of the, you know, design from the get-go. So you can completely discount that. With Destiny 2 guns, I kind of don't feel like there's been that gun yet. You know, like the one exotic gun that was fucking had the personality, the uniqueness, and the fucking...
Are you feeling a bit Galahorny?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, that if they bring that back, people will fucking shit their pants. That'll be... They should tie that to like the mountaintop or something. you want Galahorn? Just play
you want Galahorn?
Oh, just imagine the feedback, and I say feedback, but it won't be feedback. Just imagine the absolute incoherent screeching on Twitter if the Galahorn was tied to the competitive players.
No, but you know what? Look. I'll cut everyone a break, and I'll say that it can be the pinnacle of the PvP. And if you can do every bit of raid content, Petra's run back to back, you can have it as well.
Okay, so to settle an argument as well, there are people who play PvP who are absolutely terrible at PvE. I know a couple of people. They are hopeless. We're talking 17 hours to do their third freaking Last Wish raid because they couldn't get past the second encounter.
But
so yeah, there are
monsters.
people who hate doing the PvE content related stuff like for the loot.
Well, and that's the thing that people fail to remember, and like people don't see those kind of people as like they're not a vocal majority. Like, people play Destiny for the PvE
Do you know
content.
why? Do you know why? Because there's a bit of ego tied up in being really good at PvP. And when you can't, no one's going to be like, look, I'm really good at PvP, but I'm fucking shit at raids, man. You're like, introduce me to that guy, please, because I don't think I've ever seen a tweet of that ilk. They stay quiet. They're like, oh, I can't know, and then I'm just going to shut up.
Try and kill Rhythm with like a last word, like I'm not forgotten or something. Realize, why does it do no damage, guys?
Like, I've got my not forgotten here. I'm good. All right, we're going to do the cluster bomb strat. What strat? We're going to do Riven True. We're going to do Riven with the True strat. What? I've never done it. Just these are the kinds of people that go into raid Sherpa streams and just go, just do the cluster bomb strat. It's easier, motherfucker.
Can you get cluster bombs on play the game?
I don't know, man. Like, I think it's. I want to hear if you're really good at PvP and you're shit at PvE. I want to hear from you this week. Okay?
I know one. You guys know one. Starts with S, ends with A.
We're not going to out people. Anyway.
Can you Acreus Riven? Probably.
Yes.
But,
you just got to get up close enough.
The season of the Drifter is going to be it's going to be interesting, to say the least, in regards to like lore wise, because the Dark Guardians, Dredge, and all that sort of thing. I think that's where a lot of people's love, or like this is where a lot of people really enjoy the lore of the game, is talking about Dark Guardians and all that sort of thing. I want to be a Dredgen. I want to go up against Shin Malphur. Motherfucker, he will kick your ass from here all the way back to fucking Timbuktu. But no, I think Season of the Drifter is going to be very, very exciting, and it's not too far away either. But speaking of
how far away is Season 3? Yeah, the Season of the Drifter.
March.
Shit, that's come around quick.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I mean, fair enough. It's had its foibles so far. The annual pass with, you know, like how hard it was for people to get into Black Armory shit and whatever. But the cadence of release and the fact that, like, if you step away from this game for a month, you got shit to catch up on. Like, it's man, it is the hobby. If that's what that's clearly what they were aiming for with all of this sort of stuff. There's a lot that's going right in that respect at the moment, and I think there's a few tweaks that they've got to make. But I think that the cadence of content, you know, like this being, you know, the last word now gives you something to chase at the back end of the season, much like Thunderlord did last season. And I assume that Thorn will probably be the equivalent in the next season. So you go in, jumble around in the content for a bit, maybe have a few weeks where you lie low, come back for that. Have a few weeks where you lie low, come back for the start of the next season. I don't know. I can see what they're getting at, and I like it. It's probably not perfect though. Like, don't say that I said that.
Actually know what's
Sloth's just gone completely silent for some reason. I don't know. Just start again.
The concise communication. You're right, Joshy. Concise communication between the community and Bungie has been absolutely fantastic of late. They've gone away from and this is a beyond a meme right now, but they've gone away from we're listening to this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's almost like they've nearly managed to get on the front foot with it all. You know, there's always going to be issues, but we're being given so much information now that, you know, part of me is like, fucking don't tell me what's coming a little bit. You know, like, please just fucking slow down. I think the only game that I've seen that really rivals Bungie at the moment for transparency, and this is just in my experience, so don't, you know, if there's a game out there that does great things that I don't say right now, it's probably because I don't play it. But Sea of Thieves, they do the developer update thing like every week, every second week. Sassi's fucking things just.
Oh no, I've been booted to all the guys.
Oh no.
I'll set me back up.
All right. You can go to the tower now. Go to the tower and sit somewhere. See what happens.
Oh yeah, I'll put myself in.
Yeah, there you go. But I think Sea of Thieves does it really well in that you kind of always know what's going on. And if you pay enough attention, you're always going to be, you know, informed. So I think that they're doing that right. Look, but
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway.
Now, speaking of new things on the horizon, well, I said we'd touch on that, but so we tried to do a pre-record. Sorry, we did a pre-recording of the podcast, and we were going to do a what's it called?
Look, what we did, we had Matt. The three of us got together. Matt had a heap of information that we were basically going to sort of deliver for you guys about Anthem. Like I'm talking like the exotic armor sets and all this sort of shit. we recorded that on Thursday, and as we were wrapping it up, there was a few things that we started to talk about, and that, you know, like for us, really didn't pass the smell test. One is the subscription model, and the way that, you know, the PC gets access before everyone else, is provided they're on this subscription model and all this sort of stuff. And there's a few things that for us, and I say this as Sloth and I, Matt will leave his opinions and stuff for him to express with his own voice, probably next week or whatever. You know, I don't know. I wasn't a fan. I like the game. Don't get me wrong. I think the engine is incredible. There's been a few things come out today because there's a few things come out today with respect to the fact that there's only 3 strongholds, and you know that the scope of the game, judging from what we have played, unless the campaign itself is immense, is just not there. So, well, look, go and jump in the open beta or the demo, whatever you want to call it now. Give it a go. If it's for you, I can completely understand if you want to go out and pick it up, but look into your options with respect to what you are paying for when it gives you access. Pino, that works for Bungie, pointed out to me that you can actually jump on, pay for 1 month of the of Origin Access Premiere or whatever it's called. You can do that. It gives you all of the premium content that comes with the Legion of Dawn or whatever it's called. And then you can use the 10% discount to buy the game and save yourself some pennies that way. And then can the fucking subscription once you no longer need it after the 7-day lead in that starts on the 15th, sorry. Fuck, that was a lot of numbers. So what really I would like to express to people is just to be careful with what you're paying for. And look, it's very easy to get caught up in the hype of things and jump straight in. I would urge you to be very, very, very shrewd, because if they trap enough people with shit like this, and I'm not saying I'm not having a shot at BioWare at all. I think BioWare are great. I think, you know, there's been missteps made, but they've made some incredible games, and I think their interest is in making incredible games. There's the EA component that there's a little bit of antitrust there, and they've definitely gone away from like the Battlefront fucking mess, and they've learned some things, but I don't quite think that we're out of the woods with this sort of stuff just yet. So look, just protect yourself as a consumer. Protect yourself, because trust me when I say this, no one fucking else will. There is no one else in this loop that is worried about what you get out of it.
Yeah, make smart decisions, because I flew off the handle. I went on this rant. And
it was
Log was playing the music. Log was playing the music and all, and I was not very articulate. Basically, I was calling them the C word and
it was
cockwombles and all that sort of thing. I flew off the fucking handle at it. And if your company legitimately if your publisher requires a fucking Excel spreadsheet to explain what you get for a release of a AAA title, there is some things wrong. There are some things wrong. 7 day as like and the worst part about this is so the Premiere access gives you 7-day early access to the game. So YouTube content creators and Twitch and Mixer casters will absolutely pay that $20 for the first month, which gives them, let's say there's 500,000 YouTube content creators and Twitch casters out there who pick up and they've already purchased the game through the game retailer and they want the early access, so they go and pay $20. $500,000 by 20. That is fucking predatory behavior, because they know that people are excited for the game.
Let alone anyone who just really wants to play it.
And they know how big Twitch and YouTube is.
Yeah.
It is absolutely predatory behavior, and there is pressure there. And I made a financial decision and purchased it myself as well, because I thought to myself, I'm going to fall behind, knowing full well that Metro Exodus comes out on the 15th, knowing full well that Division 2 is not too far away, knowing full well that Season of the Drifter isn't too far away. Make smart decisions, guys, because as Log said, protect yourself because no other prick is going to.
Yeah, that's it. And like, please don't look at this as like, oh, these guys in the Destiny podcast just hate on Anthem. I think Anthem has the potential to be fucking incredible.
Well,
there's no two ways about it. I love the thick boy, but you got to be prepared to, like, for us, it's not about that. It's about there's some serious anti-consumer moves going on, like the fact that, you can buy the most expensive retail version of this game and still not get early access to it because you're not on the subscription plan. Like, what? Yep. So,
yeah. I put 17 hours into the demo last time it was available because I played the living daylights out of it.
You did?
Exactly. Yeah. And I cannot recommend anyone to buy this game outright. There's just no way that I can comfortably say, yeah, this game is worth buying. My only hope is that BioWare has stuffed this game with so much quests or side quests and things to do. Like they have the Mass Effect to keep that end game, way down the track. But 3 strongholds, which is essentially 1 and a bit strikes, if you want to consider it with Destiny 2, is just not going to cut it. So if you do want to get that 7-day thing, and if you do really think about getting that premium pass, don't get it for Anthem. Get it because there's at least 3 other games in that vault that you'll get because of it. And there's some great games in there because I play a lot of the Need for Speed games. Titanfall 2 is in there, which has a great campaign if you haven't played it. It's one of the best first-person shooters of this era. There's some really great games in there. So get it because you want the games in the past, not because you want Anthem.
Yeah,
because Anthem isn't worth it right now.
The other thing that I'm really concerned about is that I played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 to death. And I mean multiple playthroughs on the upper tiers of the difficulties because I love the game, love the combat,
and
love
you
the
love
story.
aliens.
Yeah, and Bruton aliens too.
Sorry.
But I really love the game. BioWare can absolutely do a fantastic story. And as far as I'm aware, they also did Knights of the Old Republic too.
Yep, they did. KOTOR's also on there. And
that was a fantastic. They were fantastic titles, and they can do a really good storyline. They did amazing things with the Star Wars license. But EA, Unicronic Arts, Electronic Arts, whatever it is that you want to call them, they have this really terrible habit of if the shareholders are upset by the amount of copies that didn't sell or did sell. So this game has to sell absolute 100% fucking gangbusters. And I mean millions upon millions of dollars before the shareholders are happy to keep BioWare around. Because like I said, EA have this fantastic ability to close down studios that don't make them any money. But they're more than happy to come out with the same old shit like fucking Battlefield and Battlefront and fucking FIFA and NBA and all that.
FIFA every year.
FIFA hasn't fucking changed in the last 20 years. Like, pull your heads in.
FIFA really changes once every 4 years, but they bring one out every year.
Yeah.
But the rosters are updated.
There are people that I know that have sunk thousands of dollars into FIFA every year. Because they need to get the player cards and stuff. Same with Fortnite, with people sinking money just to have those skins.
Like, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but guys, Anthem, like, I'm actually legitimately afraid. I am afraid for the future of BioWare and all of the fantastic developers and artists and sound designers and even the ancillary staff who work there, because EA have a track record. They shut down Visceral Games that did the Dead Space series, which was fantastic.
Oh no, that's Microsoft. I was thinking of Scalebound.
Visceral Games that did Dead Space 1 and 2, which from what I've been able to tell are absolutely fantastic third-person horror games. And then Dead Space 3, which we won't talk about. Absolutely fantastic horror games. And they shut it down. They shut them down. Cut up the assets, sold them off, and everyone was out of a job. Anyway.
Look, with this, I think that it's, you know, like if you want to have a look at the kind of shit that Anthem is going to be going through, look at the last 4 years of Destiny and the jostling that's gone on between Bungie, who are the BioWare in this situation, and Activision, who are the EA. You know, like this, BioWare have an incredible ability to make games that tell stories, but I'm pretty sure stories aren't going to, you know, force people into microtransactions. There's a whole other thing that's there that, you know, there's been refuted claims that the price of buying things in Anthem is going to be on par with free-to-play games, which is yet to be seen. They've denied that and all that sort of shit, but whatever. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that that's the case, but fucking hell, just please protect yourself from this sort of stuff. I think I'm going to honestly... I don't know. I'm on the fence real bad with it because I really enjoyed the game, and that's what fucking stings me the most about it. And I think, you know, like I want to get in, I want to play it with my mates, I want to experience it, and I'll probably like it's really just the story that I want to get in and sort of have a fly around. I enjoyed the min-maxing. I don't believe that for me it's going to be the kind of game that becomes a hobby like what Destiny has, even though I'm bad at Destiny, so whatever. But man, I don't know. But
the other game that's coming out of late that a lot of people are really excited for, especially within our circle of friends and all that sort of thing, is that Division 2 is making a return. Is being released on the Epic Game Launcher. Now, that's something I want to touch on. Like Division 2, I could take or leave. I have a code. I was lucky enough to get myself an Ultimate Edition code, which is nice. And all that sort of thing. So I will be playing it too.
Did you threaten someone in an alley for that, or?
No.
I've just been a prick. Sorry, man.
Legitimately, my contact at JB Hi-Fi, she said to me, "Yeah, JB Hi-Fi were giving out store codes," and she goes, "Yeah, just take this." I'm like, "Yeah, cool, no worries."
JB, you've done it again.
No, Celeste, you've done it again.
Oh, good on you, Celeste.
But
I've got codes. I have
the interesting part about the Division 2. So the Division 2 is very muchly more of the same from what I can tell. It's set in Washington, updated engine, updated gameplay, all that sort of thing. Ubisoft, from what I can remember, are still selling off the stash space in more expensive editions and all that sort of thing, which is fucking rubbish in my eyes, but that's beside the point. I'm not going to rant about that on the DDU once again. But it's being released on Epic, of all things.
Epic also took Metro Exodus as well.
Well, it's now, Metro Exodus is now back on Steam as well.
Oh, did they put it back?
Yep.
Okay.
What do you guys make of that? Like Epic?
So Epic,
because they want to compete with Battle.net.
Yeah, Epic had their own launch and all that sort of thing. But the fact that developers are moving away from Steam because Steam is a hot pile of molten, sewage waste. For lack of a better term,
you get the
AAA releases. You get the AAA releases on there, but you also get all of the green light fucking.
Just go on Jim Sterling. We haven't given our Lord and Savior a shout out for a few weeks, but go on Jim Sterling and watch his reviews of the shittest games on Steam. He does one every year, and it's fucking hilarious. Go and do it right now. Don't even listen to the rest of the cast.
But yeah, Steam is a hot fucking mess at the moment, and they take 30% off the top. So they've gone to other launchers. They can't get into Battle.net because Blizzard is owned by Activision. Activision won't let other major publishers post on their launcher that is under the umbrella of Activision. So they've gone Epic. Cool. Hey, Gearbox. Wait, no, not Gearbox. Epic, can we put your games on here? Metro Exodus and Division 2. Yeah, go for it, guys. And I think it brings a little bit of competition for Steam because Steam's been at the top for the better part of about 20 years.
Oh, no, yeah. But also it's 100% Epic Games. It's a smart move by Epic Games because it draws people towards the fact that, hey, look, we have this launcher. Hey, look, we have this free-to-play game called 2 Weeks. Why didn't you give it a go?
Yeah.
It's free to play.
There's also, it also depends. So the anti-cheat system on Battle.net is very good. The anti-cheat system on the Uplay, especially in Rainbow Six Siege, is very good. I've been told that the anti-cheat system on Epic is very good. The anti-cheat system, i.e. VAC and all that sort of thing, is a fucking joke on Steam. It is a joke.
I can't even remember the last thing I played on Steam, except Blocksmith.
Total War Warhammer with me.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Oh, and that one where you hit the rats with the hammer, whatever that one was.
Vermintide, yeah.
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 God.
Last night, Civilization 6, but that's because there's nowhere else you can get it except on Steam.
But this is the thing, is that a lot of as Sassi said, Metro Exodus is on Epic as well, and I saw a story about it, and I'll tweet about it later on this weekend rather, and we'll figure out what's going on. But a lot of Metro Exodus fanboys, were like, "Why the fuck is it not on Steam? Put it on Steam! Fuck you, Epic! I don't like Fortnite." No one likes Fortnite, you fucking idiots.
Did you see that thing that Ed shared in the chat?
Yeah.
Fortnite is the greatest game I've never played. Never played. Because it got rid of all the toxic little children out of every other game, and now they're all in Fortnite, and we don't have to play it.
But this is the thing, is that Epic getting a hold of 4A and Deep Silver to publish their games on that launcher is quite a good idea. But all the fanboys are like, I don't want to download another. Motherfuckers, Steam is not as good as what you think it is.
Steam's trash.
Steam is not as good as what you think it is.
I mean, even the appearance of it hasn't changed in fucking 10 years.
Because, yeah, but you know what is good? Because Fortnite is so popular, your account tries to get hacked 15 times a week. So you get the email from Epic Games. Hey, you've had some suspicious activity on your account. You're like, no, I haven't. Pretty sure I haven't.
I'm looking at my desktop now, so I've got a very bare bones desktop, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 launchers. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I have to open them up all individually and download any updates and all that sort of thing. But you know what? Gives a stuff. Who gives a stuff? Just don't be a cunt. It's easy enough.
Oh, come on. We were doing so well.
Shit.
We were doing so well.
Sorry.
We lasted so long.
So
that's an hour and 6 minutes. I think that's probably a personal
best. All right,
we're done. Wrap it up, boys.
You've also got your. Did you say that you had a little rant about don't be a shit person, or are you done with?
Oh, I'm done. I don't need to be a rant. I'm not ranting. I think, look, we've been pretty fucking chilled out, given where we were on Thursday when we recorded the Anthem thing. That we've I'm going to keep it for forever because it was good, but it was.
It was a good 60 seconds of me just being fucking angry, and
angry. It was Sloth's greatest rant that no one's ever going to hear, and that's the shame in it all.
Yeah, it's really sad.
But yeah, I mean, I think in closing, look, it's very easy for us to sit here and tell you what to do with your money and tell you where you should be, I mean, we're not telling you to do that, but look, I think that at the end of the day,
we're just warning you.
Yeah.
We're warning you to be careful with it, because people will take advantage of you, especially big business. Log and I are older than your average gamer. Chook is older than us again because he's 700 years old.
He's got grey pubes. He told me he's got grey pubes.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Imagine.
Oh, mate, apparently. But this is the thing, guys, is that we're speaking from experience where people will take advantage of you. Have a think about it, make smart decisions. Because fuck me, I don't make smart decisions. And I had learned you got to learn from your mistakes.
You don't want to go through the cycle of self-loathing Sloth went through when he realised that he was part of the thing that he was pissed off at.
I am part of the fucking problem.
But you know what isn't a smart decision? Pre-ordering Division 2 because it's going to be the greatest game in the world. Everyone knows that. I can't say anything bad about it, can I? Yeah, okay, fine.
Your girlfriend works on the game. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, got a horse.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of... I think that I'll probably check Division out because I did get quite a bit of mileage out of it when it was first released and we had a good time with it. The first Division, I mean. So, I mean, at the end of the day, can we stop this shit where people get cranky at each other for not playing fucking just Destiny? Like, it's okay. Destiny's proven itself over fucking nearly half a decade now. You don't need to feel threatened by the anthems and the divisions and the fucking cute little pirate games that people piss off to play.
Also, Warframe community, shut up.
Who is? Are they still upset that the Anthem?
Warframe's always upset, man.
Warframe's always upset. Just shut up. You know, no one's trying to take Warframe from you. If you enjoy it,
look, if you
enjoy it, legitimately enjoy it, play the game instead of complaining against people on fucking Twitter and Twitch chat saying Warframe's better. Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Just stop talking.
No one thinks you're a bigger person.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people need to realize. No one, when you put forward a passionate opinion about something that is aggressive towards other people, no one sits there and goes, fuck you. Everyone goes, oh, fuck. Like, even people that know you will absolutely sit there. And I've seen people that I really like and that I spend a lot of time with, and that's not you, Sloth, I just wanted to clarify that. But they tweet things that are really fucking, and I'm like, oh, man, could you just not? Can you just not? Anyway, look, I think we've talked ourselves to a standstill once again. Sassi's getting ready to solo the Leviathan by the look of it, so we better let him go.
Yeah, like fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chucky's favourite part where I'll speak for 5 minutes while getting the outro out of the way. Thank you very much. If you're in our live chat, thank you very much for hanging out. Next week, we have Mylan coming back. Mylan makes a return from Japan. And we also may have a special guest as well that I need to speak to the boys about, but yes, so next week, Mylan, special guest, and we'll talk more about the Destinies and all that sort of thing. If you are in the live chat, thank you very much. Watch audio only. If you're one of our If you're one of our audio-only listeners, thank you very much for your continued patronage. If you have any questions, queries, doubtful points, please let us know on Twitter at DDU_podcast, at LogPowerSlave, at Mylan Games, at Realtime Sloth. If you have any questions for Sassi, twitter.com/I'm Sassi with 4 S's.
Is it really with 4 S's?
Yeah, it's Sassi.
Oh, you can't say that. Everyone just assumes there's 4 S's in the bit where there's heaps of S's. Right?
Just fucking look for a pineapple head, you'll find it. YouTube to our YouTube guys, thank you very much for checking it out. If you're if you like the recording, please hit that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and then the bell. We upload once a week and mostly on Saturdays. And let us know what you think about today's podcast. What's your favorite gun? And if you are excited for Anthem,
if you could bring back any exotic from Destiny 1 to dismantle in Destiny 2, what would it be?
To just bring it back, to earn it, to never fire a shot from and shard it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
one. Hang on.
Mine would be the super good advice.
Oh, rude.
Shout out to that time where, to piss off every single person on Reddit, I dismantled the third, like one of the world's first outbreak primes into my No Land Beyond.
You're a cunt.
Yeah, you are.
Shit!
And on that note, we've breached the quota of 1 C word per cast. We've blown it out of the water. We've doubled it. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to go see Danielle. So hang around, jump into the raid, yell out a lot. It'll be a lot of fun. She's a good sport. So until next week. What do we do without Matt? We actually made Matt do a sign off in the pre-recorded video.
We did.
I can do this. Hang on. I'm just going to get real close
to the plate.
The law will find you.
Ooh. Matt's was actually Japanese children will find you, but that's a story for another day. Peace.
All right, we out.